find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information comes from the smart device application Today in History. What happened today in history?
Historical calendar.
And the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else we gather throughout the show, check the description. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander.
Layer.
And today is Sun's Day, also known as Sunday, May 22nd, 2022.
192. Dong Zong is assassinated by his adoptive son Lu Bu.
Dang. Whoops.
And 760. 14 recorded perihelion passages of Halley's Comet.
What is a perihelion? Let me look that up here real quick. Perihelion is the point in the orbit of a planet, asteroid, or comet at which it is closest to the sun. Okay, well, cool.
Nice. Also, 853, a Byzantine fleet sacks and destroys undefended the Media in Egypt.
Dang. It's not too friendly of the Byzantines right there. Taking us up into the year 1176, the Hashashin assassins attempted to assassinate Saladin near Aleppo. Ooh. Saladin, wow. In 1200, King John of England and King Philip II of France signed the Treaty of Les Gaulettes. What is the Treaty of Les Gaulettes? Les Gaulettes. The Treaty of Les Gaulettes, let's see here, it concerned bringing an end to the war over the Duchy of Normandy and finalizing the new borders of what was left of the duchy. Alright. For further reading on this Treaty of Les Gaulettes, I'm going to post this in the underbar. Before I do, I'm going to take us 46 years later. In 1246, Henry Rasp was elected anti-king of the Kingdom of Germany in opposition to Conrad IV. I didn't know that that's how monarchies work. I didn't think you elected kings. But apparently, in this case, you do.
No, that's why he's the anti-king.
Yep. You have a point there. 8 years later, in 1254, Serbian King Stefan Uros I and the Republic of Venice signed a peace treaty. Alright.
Okay, now it's my turn.
Yep.
1370, Brussels massacre between 6 and 20 Jews are murdered, and the rest of the Jewish community is banished from Brussels, Belgium, for allegedly desecrating a consecrated host. Wow. Seems like the ones that got killed had the easy way out.
Well, see, like, there's so many, instances of people hating on Jews and everything. But that just makes me wonder, like, who the real perpetrators are. They can't, just by probability sake, there has to be, a lot of fake ones. But, who desecrated the consecrated host?
What the fuck's the consecrated host?
Well, let me check that out. Consecrated host. Let's see here. Ta-da.
The consecrated host.
Consecrated hosts are a common ingredient in black masses, becoming the subject of desecration. The hosts must first be stolen from the tabernacle of a Catholic church, and or secreted away by people who are posing as parishioners receiving communion. Okay, so it's an act.
Okay.
So, dang. So this happened so often there's a term for it. So, dang.
Okay, well then 7 years later, 1377, Pope Gregory issues a 5 papal bulls to denounce the doctrines of English theologian John Wycliffe.
Dang. No religious wars going on.
Yeah. Also, 1455, The start of the War of the Roses at the Battle of St. Albans. Richard, Duke of York, defeats and captures King Henry VI of England.
Uh-oh. Not good.
Mm.
Moving on up into 1520, which was 502 years ago for anyone who's asking. The massacre at the Festival of Toxcatal took place during the fall of Tenochtitlan, resulting in turning the Aztecs against the Spanish. Oh, too little too late. 109 years later, in 1629, Holy Roman Emperor Ferdinand II and Danish King Christian IV signed the Treaty of Lubeck, ending Danish intervention in the 30 Years' War. And then 1762, Trevi Fountain was officially completed and inaugurated in Rome. Yeah, the Trevi Fountain, according to Futurama.
Okay. 1762, Sweden and Prussia signed the Treaty of Hamburg.
Sounds delicious. What are they cited in? Mustard and ketchup?
Cheese.
Ooh. Squeezy cheese.
1766, a large earthquake caused heavy damage and loss of life in Istanbul, in the Mar region. 1804, the Lewis and Clark expedition officially begins at the Port of Discovery to port from St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Charles.
St. Charles.
St. Louis is in Missouri, right? Yeah, so... Right state, wrong city. 3 years later, in 1807, a grand jury indicted former Vice President of the United States, Aaron Burr, on charge of treason. Nice. 2 years later, in 1809, on the second and last day of the Battle of Aspen-Essling near Vienna, Austria, Napoleon I was repelled by an enemy army for the first time. Dang. And then 1816, a mob in Littleport, Cambridgeshire, England, rioted over high unemployment and raising grain costs, and the riot spread to Ely the next day. Yep.
Also, 1819, the SS Savannah leaves port at Savannah, Georgia, United States, on a voyage to become the first steamship to cross the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, cool. I have to check this out. What did it look like?
It looked like a boat.
I would assume so. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Imitating Miss Swan. He looked like a man.
Oh, God. I hated those skits so bad.
He looking like a boat.
He looking like a boat. At least she wasn't as annoying as the man-child. Look what I can do!
Let's say Stewart.
Stewart!
Oh, okay. Also, 1826, HMS Beagle departs on his first voyage.
Cool.
In 1840, the penal transportation of British convicts to New South Wales colony is abolished. No more sending criminals to Australia.
Yep. Well, to New South Wales at least.
But
there's Australia has what, 6 states?
Yes.
Let's see here. No, they have more. There's Queensland, New South Wales, Tasmania. Come on, why is it not loading? Come on, load. Northern Territory, Melbourne, South Australia, and Western Australia. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, everybody forgets about Tasmania.
Come to Tasmania. I know.
In Tasmania, they all talk like this.
That's the Tasmanian devil, not.
I know. Anyway, in 1846, the Associated Press was formed in New York City as a non-profit news cooperative. Look at how they are today. 2 years later, in 1848, slavery was abolished in Martinique. Cool. Where's Martinique? Let's see here. Let's look that up. Martinique.
Martinique here.
Martinique is owned by France, and they're just north of Venezuela in South America. So they're in the Caribbean.
Here.
That's cool. And in 1849, future U.S. President Abraham Lincoln was issued a patent for an invention of lifeboats, making him the only U.S. president to ever hold a patent. Well, that is new. I did not know that. Like, in any regard. Abraham Lincoln held a patent for lifeboats. What the hell? Wow. Like, are you not surprised at that either? Like, that's insane.
So in 1948, I'm guessing people were sinking and drowning.
In 1848, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
1863?
1863, American Civil War, Union forces began the siege of Port Hudson, which lasts 48 days, the strongest siege in U.S. military history.
Dang.
Also, 1864, American Civil War. After 10 weeks of the Union Army Red River Campaign ends in failure, temporarily.
Yeah.
1866, Oliver Winchester founded the Winchester Repeating Arms.
Huh.
Pretty much said the gun that won the what? Yeah, the gun that won the West.
Yeah, I saw recently a meme. Like, I don't remember exactly how it goes, but it was like, "Oh, you torture ghosts? What are you, a Winchester?" You know, like referring to the Mystery House. In 1872, during the Reconstruction era, President Ulysses S. Grant signs the Amnesty Act into law, restoring full civil and political rights to all but about 500 Confederate sympathizers. This is good, you know. Don't widespread. You gotta pick and choose who gets rights. In 1905, the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, Abdulhamid II, established the Ullah Millet for the Aromanians of the empire. For this reason, the Romanian National Day is sometimes celebrated on this day, although most do it on May 23rd instead, which is when the event was publicly announced. So, I think that was my 3. No, that was 2. Was it?
Yeah, it's 2.
Oh. Then in 1906, the Wright brothers were granted a U.S. patent number 821,393 for their flying machine.
Nice. 1915, Lasso Peak erupts with a powerful force, the only volcano besides Mount St. Helens to erupt in the continuous U.S. during the 20th century.
Contiguous.
Potential.
I believe that just means like the lower 48. What does contiguous mean? And of course the internet is gonna lag. Okay.
1915. Oh, I got a phone call. Hold up.
Okay. Contiguous. Sharing a common border / touching. Okay. While he's taking care of that phone call, I'm going to take us up into 1915, which saw 3 trains collide in the Quinshill rail disaster near Gretna Green, Scotland, causing the deaths of 227 people and the injury of an additional 246. That sucks. 11 years later, in 1926, Chiang Kai-shek replaced the communists in Kuomintang, China. 365 days later, in 1927, near Xining, China, an 8.3 magnitude earthquake caused 200,000 deaths in one of the world's most destructive earthquakes. Oof. 1939, during World War II, Germany and Italy signed the Pact of Steel. Interesting. What is the Pact of Steel? Has something to do with the resources, I assume. Pact of Steel. Well, that has something to do with the Treaty of Versailles. Okay. The Pact of Steel, known formally as the Pact of Friendship and Alliance between Germany and Italy, was a military and political alliance between Italy and Germany. Okay. For further reading, I'm going to add that into the description. Welcome back.
Yes. Where are we now?
1941.
1941. During the Anglo-Iraqi War, British troops take Fallujah. I didn't know the British took Fallujah.
Yeah, I was not expecting to see the name of that city so early.
1942, Mexico enters the Second World War on the side of the Allies.
Ah,
Nice.
look at that.
1943, Joseph Stalin disbands the Comintern.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. I'm gonna do some more because phone call.
Yeah.
Also, 1946, Cold War, the Truman Doctrine goes into effect in Turkey and Greece. Okay. 1948, Finnish President J.K. Paasikivi released Girolino from his duties as Interior Minister in 1948 after the Finnish Parliament had adopted a motion of censure of Lino with connection to his illegal handling over the 19 people to the Soviet Union in 1945. Holy shit.
Dang. Wow. That's frightening.
Yes.
Taking us up into 1957, South Africa's government approved of racial separation in universities.
Smells like apartheid.
Yep, I was just about to say, that sounds like the founding blocks are apartheid right there. 1 year later, 1958, the 1958 riots in Ceylon became a watershed in the race relations of various ethnic communities of Sri Lanka. The total deaths was estimated at 300, mostly Tamils. Oof. And then 2 years later, 1960, the Great Chilean earthquake, measuring 9.5 on the moment magnitude scale, hit southern Chile, becoming the most powerful earthquake ever recorded. Whoa. Damn. 9.5, like that's when the ground just essentially turns into liquid. So,
Oh, yes.
Your turn, sir.
1960, right?
1962.
1962, Continental Airlines Flight 11 crashes in Unionville, Missouri after a bomb explodes on board, killing 45.
Damn.
1963, Greek left-wing politician Grigoris Lambrakis is shot in an assassination attempt and dies 5 days later.
Well, that makes you wonder, would it still be an attempt if they died, later due to the injuries and everything? Like, would it then be considered a successful assassination? Just
after what, 5? Yeah, after 5 days though.
Yeah.
Like Lincoln.
Yeah. Well, he died 2 days or 1 day,
Yeah.
right?
2 days after the attempt.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I forgot whose turn it was.
It's still me.
Yeah.
This is my last one. 1964, the U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson launches his Great Society program.
What is Great Society program? That sounds rather suspicious. The Great Society program was an ambitious series of policy innovations, legislation, and programs spearheaded by President Lyndon B. Johnson, with the main goals of ending poverty, reducing crime, abolishing inequality, and improving the environment. Wow, that sounds like a load of horse shit right there. Wow. I'm just looking at that through today's eyes, just like, whoa, nothing has changed, has it? 4 years later, in 1967, L'Innovation department store in Brussels, Belgium, burnt down, resulting in 323 dead or missing and 150 injured. This was the most devastating fire in Belgian history. Damn. 1 year later, in 1968, the nuclear-powered submarine USS Scorpion sunk with 99 men on board, 400 miles southwest of the Azores.
Horrible.
That's terrible. Not just for the loss of life, but, that was a nuke submarine. So now we have nuclear
Yeah.
material at the bottom of the ocean, maybe. Was the Scorpion salvaged? Let's see here. USS Scorpion. Depth, 10,000 feet. Okay. I guess that's just stats. Status, it is located on the seabed of the Atlantic Ocean, so it's still there. So down there are the corpses of 99 brave souls. Anyway, 1969, Apollo 10's lunar module flies within 8.4 nautical miles, or 16 kilometers, of the moon's surface. That is close, but it wouldn't be until Apollo 11 where we allegedly landed. I do believe we landed on the moon, but not before 1970. Speaking of the 70s, your turn.
1972, Ceylon adopts a new constitution, becoming a republic and changing its name to Sri Lanka. That is better than Ceylon.
Ceylon, yeah. That's cool. So happy birthday, Sri Lanka. 50 years. Hey, you're over the hill. Look at that.
1972, over 400 women in Derry, Northern Ireland attacked the offices of Sinn Féin, following the shooting by the Irish Republican Army of a young British soldier on leave.
Dang.
Yes. Also, 1987, Hespera massacre occurs in Murray, India.
Dang. For a second there, I read that as Humanoptera, from The Mummy. The Hashim-Pura massacre. Let's see here. How many people died? Wow. Let's see here. The killing of 50 Muslim men by police on or around the 22nd of May near Meerut in Uttar Pradesh State, India, during the 1987 Meerut communal riots. Dang. Taking us up to 1987 as well, the first ever Rugby World Cup kicked off with New Zealand playing Italy at Eden Park in Auckland, New Zealand. That's cool. 3 years later, 1990, North and South Yemen were unified to create the Republic of Yemen. Nice. And then 2 years after that, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, and Slovenia joined the United Nations. Cool.
Okay, 1994, a worldwide trade embargo against Haiti goes into effect to punish its military rulers for it not restarting the country's outside elected leaders, Jean Baptiste Aristide.
Reinstating the country's ousted elected leader. So that tells me that there was a coup, and a different party took over, and then so the whole world's like, nope, anti-coup.
Yes. 1996, the Burmese military regime jails 71 supporters of Aung San Suu Kyi in a bid to block a pro-democratic meeting.
Dang. That ain't cool.
That ain't cool. 1998, a U.S. federal judge rules that U.S. Secret Service agents can be compelled to testify before a grand jury concerning the Lewinsky scandal involving President Bill Clinton.
Wow. So a federal judge has to basically give the go-ahead for somebody to tell the truth. Not good. Not good. Taking us up.
They'll probably thinking, Your Honor, I don't want to mysteriously commit suicide.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, going up into the next millennium, in the year 2000, which was 22 years ago. Can you believe that? You know?
Yeah, I believe it.
Man, dude, I remember Y2K. Like, I was only like 12, 13. Yeah, no, I was 13 years old. Oh, no, I was 12. I turned 13 and... I can't do math. If I was born in 87, I turned 13 in 2000, right? Yeah. Yeah. But I was 12 when the millennium hit. Anyway, in the millennium, in Sri Lanka, over 150 Tamil rebels were killed over 2 days of fighting for control in Jaffna. 2 years later, in 2002, during the Civil Rights Movement, it's still going on? A jury in... Yeah, it is. A jury in Birmingham, Alabama, convicted former KKK member Bobby Frank Cherry of the 1963 murder of 4 girls in the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing. Damn. That's nearly 40... That's 39 years. It took 39 years for this piece of shit to get justice. That's appalling. Anyway, in 2010, Air India Express Flight 812, a Boeing 737, crashed over a cliff upon landing at Mangalore, India, killing 158 of 166 on board, becoming the deadliest crash involving a Boeing 737 until the crash of Lion Air Flight 610. Never good to hold a record in that regard.
2010, Inter Milan beat Bayern Munich 2-0 in the UEFA Championship League final in Madrid, Spain, to become the first and so far only Italian team to win the historic Treble A Series A Coppa Italia Championship League as soccer.
Congratulations, Inter Milan. Nice.
Also, in 2012, Tokyo's Sky Tree opens to the public, its tallest tower in the world, 634 meters. The second tallest man-made structure on Earth after the Burj Khalifa, 829.8 meters.
So that's what that building is called. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I just checked it out on Google Images.
2014, an explosion occurs in Uruguay, capital of China, for East Jiangxi region, resulting in at least 43 deaths and 91 injuries.
Dang. Also in 2014, General Prayut Chan-o-cha became interim leader of Thailand in a military coup d'etat following 6 months of political turmoil. That was only 8 years ago, so that really makes me wonder, like why is Taiwan, obviously so shaky, the only, manufacturer, researching, and development of, computing components in the world? Like, I just can't understand. Anyway, in 2015, the Republic of Ireland became the first nation in the world to legalize gay marriage in a public referendum. So gay marriage has only been legal for 7 years.
No, in Ireland.
Yeah. For in Ireland, but as far as to start,
I can imagine. Hey, you marry my son or I'll knock your lights out. To the one guy.
Oh, you talk big, Seamus. Let's see how well your fist handles my flurry. I don't know.
You speak like a poet and you fight like one too.
That's a good one.
That got that from Willie.
Huh. That sounds like something he would say, yeah. You speak like a poet, and you talk like one too, laddie. In 2017, 22 people were killed at an Ariana Grande concert in the 2017 Manchester Arena bombing.
That's horrible.
That is terrible.
Most of those were kids.
Yeah, this is why I don't go to concerts. Anyway, the last 3 are yours, good sir.
2017, United States President Donald Trump visits the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem and becomes the first U.S. president to visit the Western Wall. In 2020, Pakistan International Airlines Flight 8303 crashed in Model Colony near Jinnah International Airport in Karachi, Pakistan, killing 98 people. 2021, severe weather kills 21 runners in the 100K 60-mile ultramarathon in the Yellow River Stone Forest, Gashu Province, China.
Dang.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Probably hailing too. Bullets.
You know, that makes me wonder, why would anybody go and compete in China in 2021? Like...
Same reason they went compete in 2020. Too.
Yeah. Makes no sense. Anyway, before we get into burst and deaths here, any articles grab your attention more than most?
The Manchester bombing at the Ariana Grande concert, the Tokyo Skytree, Inter Milan beating Bayern Munich.
The one that caught my attention was Abraham Lincoln having a patent for a lifeboat.
That too.
That blew my mind. Oh, yeah, in 1998, you know, the judge giving the Secret Service agent freedom of speech, essentially.
Man, giving them a death sentence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and also Ceylon becoming Sri Lanka.
Yeah. No one wants to say, oh, look, let's go to Ceylon. What the fuck are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here.
Ceylon
Get out.
sound... I don't know, man. Ceylon sounds like a lot more fancy. Let's go to Ceylon, you know. Ooh, that sounds like a salon. Let's go to Sri Lanka.
Wait, I'm not going to a fucking salon. Get out.
Huh. And then let's not forget the USS Scorpion sinking with 100 hands.
Yes.
So, or 99 hands. Anyway, let's get into burst of deaths here. Why don't you start us off?
Yes, I will. In 628, 6, it's Karnak, the first Mayan king.
626. Huh.
626, yes.
That sounds a little stitchy right there.
1408, Marachara, Hindu saint. 1539, Edward Seymour, first Earl of Hertford.
1622, Louis de Baudet de Frontenac, French soldier and governor, dying in 1698. 1715, Francois Joachim de Pierre de Bernis, a French cardinal and diplomat, dying in 1794. And then 1772, Ram Mohan Roy was born on the States. He was an Indian philosopher and reformer, dying in 1833.
1783, William Sturgeon, English physician and inventor of the electromagnetic and electric motor.
Nice.
1887, A.W. Sandberg, Danish film director and screenwriter.
His full name is Anders Wilhelm Sandberg.
1900, Juan Navies, Mexican lyric opera tenor and Barello vocalist.
What is a Barello vocalist? Let me check that out here, because that's a new word. Bolero. What is a bolero singer? Bolero is a genre of song which originated in eastern Cuba in the late 19th century as part of the trova tradition. Unrelated to the older Spanish dance of the same name, bolero is characterized by sophisticated lyrics dealing with love. Okay. For further reading on bolero, please refer to the underbar that I will be adding to in 3, 2, 1, added. Oop. You may refresh. In 1905, we have Bodo von Boyes, born on the States. He was a German physicist and academic who co-invented the electron microscope. Well, that's cool. Dying 51 years later in 1956. 1914, we have Sun Ra, U.S. pianist, composer, band leader, and poet, dying in 1993. Sun Ra, that sounds like I immediately started thinking of Smite, you know, the sun god. Ra! And then 1927, we have Peter Matheson, a U.S. novelist, short story writer, editor, and co-founder of the Paris Review, dying in the year 2014.
And 1930, Harvey Milk, U.S. lieutenant and politician. 1940, E.A.S. Pasarad, Indian cricketer.
Their actual name is, oh lord, Irapalli Anantharao Srinivas Parasana. Dang, these names, man.
Yes. Also, in 1940, Bernard Shaw, U.S. journalist.
The name is very familiar, Bernard Shaw. And I think I've heard him on TV when I was a kid. Oh, blah, blah, blah. For CNN, I'm Bernard Shaw. You know, whatever. Or for CSBS or whatever company he worked for. Also in 1940, we have Mike Tinklehoff. What a name. Was a U.S. Pro Football Hall of Famer, dying just last year in 2021. 1942, Theodore Ted Kaczynski, a.k.a. the Unabomber, born on this date. He was a U.S. academic and mathematician, and he became an anarchist and serial murderer. Is he still alive today? Unabomber. I don't think so. Is he? No, he's still alive. And then in 1942 as well, we have Richard Oakes, Native American civil rights activist, dying in 1972. He only lived for 30 years. That sucks.
Yeah. Also, 1954, Barbara May Cameron, Native American human rights activist. 1979, Theodore Doramejev, Belgian chess boxer.
Chess boxing or chess boxing is a hybrid sport that combines two traditional disciplines, chess and boxing. What? Two combatants play alternating rounds of blitz chess and boxing until one wins by checkmate or knockout. What? What? This is a thing? Did you know about this?
Oh, God. No! I can imagine pawn to e6 and left hook.
What? Dude, this is wild. I was gonna make a joke about, like, you know, oh, does it combine in chess and boxing, hardy hard, but it does. Like,
could you imagine left hook, knocked out, checkmate.
Checkmate. You have one more here. But what the fuck, chess boxing? Wow.
1884, Dustin Miskovitz, this entrepreneur who co-founded Facebook. Oh, the one got fucked over.
Yeah. Actually, weren't there three of them?
I think there was. But they got fucked over.
Yeah. I'm still stuck on that chess boxing thing. That is wild, dude. Like,
I'm looking it up right fucking now.
Hold on, I'll just send you the link. I'll post the link here in Mikeless.
No, I'm watching the World Chess Boxing Championship 1 of 2.
Oh my god. Anyway,
Okay.
moving on to the deaths, I'm going to take us here. In 192, we have Dong Zhuo, was a Chinese warlord and politician, having been born in 138.
And having been killed by Lu Bu.
Lu Bu. You mean Lobo?
Lobo, yeah.
The main man, Lobo. Doing a significant time jump here in 1310, Saint Humility. Wow, what a name. Was the founder of Vallimbrosian Religious Order of Nuns. BC 1226. What does BC stand for as far as births? Like, it's not before Christ. What does BC stand for in regarding to births? I'm thinking... No, it's just telling me BC and AD. No. Well, I think baptized, maybe? You know, baptized Christian?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, 1490, we have Edmund Grey, 1st Earl of Kent, was an English administrator, nobleman, and magnate, having been born in 1416.
Okay. (1745), Francis Marie First Duc de Beaulieu, French general. 1802, Martha Washington, First Lady of the United States of America.
The First Lady.
Yep, the first of the First Ladies. 1901, Gaetano Baresi, U.S. Italian anarchist who assassinated Umberto I of Italy.
Dang.
This is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, you're still watching that?
I'm watching it.
Dude, that's so wild, dude.
We start with chess and then start boxing.
I can only imagine what you're bearing witness to right now. Anyway, 1932, Augusta Lady Gregory died on the stage. She was an Anglo-Irish activist, landlord, and playwright who co-founded the Abbey Theatre, having been born in 1852. 1967,
Damn.
Langston Hughes was a U.S. poet, social activist, novelist, and playwright, having been born in 1902. 1967, Charlotte Server was a U.S. librarian of the Manhattan Project's Los Alamos site. That's pretty cool. Having been born in 1911.
In 1984, Carl Augustus Fagerholm, Finnish politician, Val Tuneris, Speaker of the Parliament, and a Prime Minister of Finland.
What was that second one? Oh, here we go. It's a Finnish title of honor awarded by the President of Finland to elder statesmen. Okay.
And 2008, Robert Aspirin, U.S. soldier and author. 2011, Joseph Brooks, U.S. director, producer, screenwriter, and composer.
Dang.
2016, Velmer Bata, Zeno Jovic, Serbian actor and politician. And in 2020, Denise Cronenberg, Canadian costume designer.
I wonder if she was affiliated with the inventor of the Cronenberg. It's like, you've ever seen Rick and Morty? They went to that Cronenberg universe, and apparently there's a...
David Cronenberg, yeah.
Yeah. Is she his wife or something?
Who knows? Let's see.
We shall find out here. Siblings, David Cronenberg. Okay, so that was her brother. Okay, well that's cool. Anyway, that concludes the show. Once again, check the underbar, the description, whatever name you want to call it, for links that you may be interested in, which also includes...
Snowhin TV on Twitch.
And everything Omni Coalition. For your dose of past events daily, we stream every day between 12 noon and 3 p.m. Pacific.
2 to 5 Central.
For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
I am the Slayer.
Of Bees. And, yeah. And don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe until you see us tomorrow. Toodles! Let's go, Brandon.